Good day everyone, I'm Patrick Houston from Houston's Home Automation, and here on this channel we focus on budget smart home equipment. These are smart devices that save you time and money, and they won't break the bank if you buy them. So if you're setting up your own smart home, it's a bit overwhelming to start off with. There are many different devices, and each of those devices have many platforms, the different communication protocols, and you can easily buy two products that don't talk to each other. So this is my Smart Home 101 guide, and on this video we're going to cover the 5 main components that build the basis of a good smart home. So 1 is your Wi-Fi, 2 is your voice control unit like Alexa, Apple, Google, or Bixby, and then we'll talk about basic smart lighting, smart locks, and smart cameras and how they all hook up to one system. And that's all coming up next on Houston's Home Automation. So first of all, we'll start out with your Wi-Fi. If you have a Wi-Fi from your factory ISP or internet service provider, like say Xfinity or Verizon, old Xfinity routers usually look like this, and old Verizon routers usually look like this. Most of your old routers, especially if it's a single router, or even your new routers if it's a single, they'll get bogged down if you have more than say 10 to 15 components or nodes on them. As you can see right here, this is a traditional router from like your ISP, let's just say. And it has laptops, it has phones, it has other laptops and other phones. And what ends up happening is all of these things have to get signal and have to get data from that one point. And what ends up happening is you'll start having dropped connections if you overload them. Let's say if you put like more than 10 or 15 devices on that router, it'll begin to lose connection on certain things like your TV or something like that. Now with mesh Wi-Fi, it's different because with mesh Wi-Fi, different Wi-Fi pods go all over your house for whole home coverage, first of all, and you can put more of the nodes or devices on the components because they're all spread out. So instead of like 15 nodes before the Wi-Fi starts cutting out, you start getting like, you can put like 75 different components or nodes on the Wi-Fi. Now, many companies sell mesh Wi-Fi routers, but today I want to focus on just 2. The Wi-Fi router system that you should buy that will cover all your home's needs for now and many years into the future, and a more budget-friendly Wi-Fi mesh router system to get you started. So I have this Eero Pro 6 Wi-Fi mesh router system in my house simply because it has 2 forms of communication, the Wi-Fi form of communication and the Zigbee form of communication. I'm not going to get too much into what Zigbee is until we get into the smart home component section of this video, but just know it's really good to have when setting up your first connected smart home. Eero Wi-Fi mesh systems range between $100 and $200, and under the right conditions, they're going to be future-proofed for about, I would say, 5 to 7 years. Now, on the budget smart router, there are a lot of budget smart routers out there, such as TP-Link, but I'll focus on Wyze because I like Wyze's ecosystem and I use Wyze's products in my customers' homes. So as you can see here, it's only $100 for a 2-pack, and it could support up to 50 different nodes or components on those Wi-Fi routers, whereas Eero will connect more than 75. But the point is, both routers will cover your whole home with Wi-Fi coverage instead of just a section. You know, you ever have like certain areas in your house where your Wi-Fi signal drops real low and it'll keep switching back and forth between your 4G or 5G and your Wi-Fi? A mesh router Wi-Fi system will solve that problem. So after you get your Wi-Fi situation figured out, you're going to want a voice assistant. Now, you know, your voice assistants do things like set timers, give you quick information to things you need to know in a hurry, and for the purposes of this video, gives you hands-free controls over the things in your house. Now, this is a bit of an old picture, but the major players in this area are Apple, Google, Alexa, and to a lesser extent, Samsung. So a quick and dirty way to pick the right voice assistant for you is if you have an Apple phone, then you want to go ahead and use Siri or the Apple ecosystem. It's going to be more expensive to buy those parts and components, but you're going to be happy with the synergy of that whole ecosystem. But if you have Android, then you have more of options. You can use, first of all, Google, which it's okay, but the voice assistant is the best when it comes to Google in terms of information. Now, outright, Amazon has spent billions of dollars on their voice assistant platform, and they are by far the best and most compatible with every smart home component in the market. It's not that good with informational stuff, but it has been coming along. But obviously, you can't go wrong with Amazon when it comes to the voice assistant world. Now, a couple lesser knowns. I think Microsoft's Cortana, they discontinued that. And Samsung still has Bixby. And if you're in the Samsung ecosystem, you're going to want Bixby. It's actually on par with Amazon in terms of information gathering, and it's on par with Apple in terms of component device ecosystem interoperability. So if you have like a Samsung phone with a Samsung refrigerator and a Samsung TV, you're going to like Bixby. Now, in terms of cost, Alexa devices will cost between $60 and all the way up to $250 for the Echo Show 15 or 20. Google devices will cost between $20 and say $200 for the Google Home Hub Max. And Siri devices will cost between $100 and $200 for the HomePods. Now, Bixby devices, they actually come into appliances, so the cheapest actual speaker that they have is the Samsung Frame speaker, which starts at $400. But again, most of their voice assistants come in their phones and refrigerators and TVs and ovens and washers and dryers and things like that. Now, moving on to smart lights, I want to start off first with Philips Hue. And I'm going to say this now, they are the undisputed best in the smart lighting world, but their prices are absolutely ridiculous. I have a few of their devices in my house and they're good. I mean, they're really, really good. But since this is a budget-focused smart home channel, again, we'll look at another company that I like, Wyze. As you can see, these Wyze smart bulbs are $22, $15 for just white and soft white bulbs. And they have a lot of light strips and stuff to get you started. The only critical problem with the Wyze bulbs are their Wi-Fi bulbs. So that's why it's really important, as we talked about, to get your mesh Wi-Fi system set up, because otherwise you'll start to lose connection as if you have like an older or single Wi-Fi router, because light bulbs are very low on the tier list of things to communicate. So you might deal with a lot of drop signals on your Wi-Fi lighting. So an alternative to that is to get these SingLED Zigbee bulbs. Again, this is that different communication protocol that we were talking about that comes in those higher priced Eero routers. But a trick to get around that, again, is to get Alexa devices such as this Echo Dot 5th Gen, which has a built-in Zigbee hub. Or if you have a little bit more money to spend, you can buy this Echo Show 10, which will give you the screen, the Zigbee hub, the Amazon voice assistant, and that screen kind of turns around and follows you throughout your house. Alexa, show me front yard camera.
Okay.
These usually cost about $200 to $250, and it is a smart home in the box, essentially, if you want that. Now, moving on to smart locks, they come in 3 different communication protocols, as we were talking about. You have Wi-Fi smart locks, you have Zigbee smart locks, and then you have Bluetooth smart locks. Now, the difference between Wi-Fi and Zigbee, we already talked about that, but Bluetooth basically connects to your phone and is meant to be just controlled directly from your phone. Now, of course, Wi-Fi smart locks can be controlled from anywhere in the world. And the reason you'd want to do that is to say if you want to let somebody in, or if you forgot to lock your door after you left home. Wi-Fi locks or Zigbee locks with that hub will be good for that. Bluetooth locks, not so much, but usually smart locks have some sort of timer on it where it remembers to lock the door, so you don't have to really worry about it. Cheap smart locks can normally start off between, I want to say, about $70, and they can range all the way up to $300, depending on what you want in that smart lock and the quality and how much you trust the name brand of them. You can look on Amazon. Amazon has plenty of no-name brand smart locks for different cheap prices if you want to go that route. But the main thing is to aim for a Wi-Fi protocol. But if you're a little bit advanced and you're worried about, like, say, security, then you might want to look into a Z-Wave smart lock. I'm sorry, Z-Wave's an old technology. I meant to say Zigbee smart lock. And finally, smart home cameras. The budget options in this space, of course, are the Wyze cameras, your Blink cameras, and your Google camera. Actually, scratch that. Google cameras are extremely expensive. Google cameras are very expensive. But companies like Blink and Wyze cameras work really well with the Alexa platform. They struggle with the Google platform, and they don't work with the iPhone, with the HomeKit platform. That's the Apple platform. So since this is a budget-focused smart home channel, I'm going to tell you to sort of hang around TP-Link, hang around Wyze, hang around Blink, because if you're getting, say, an Alexa device, or if you have a Fire TV stick, they're really compatible with them, instead of like Google or Apple, which have their own sort of proprietary systems. And like a Google camera will struggle to work with an Alexa platform, and I'm not sure if it really works with the Apple platform. I think it does, but just to be safe, since this is a budget-focused smart home channel, go with Wyze or Blink. These are your two guys you should go with. And finally, when buying your smart home products, you want to look at the back of the box and see what it's compatible with. As you can see, whatever this is a pool controller. It gets deep. You want to look at the back of the box to see if it works with your chosen smart home platform. Don't buy something that says it works with Alexa if you have an Apple platform, and vice versa. And don't forget good old YouTube to just find videos to see what device is compatible with what. There are plenty of YouTube videos out there for you to type anything in. And of course, there's my channel, Houston's Home Automation, where I talk about different smart lights, smart locks, and smart cameras on my channel for budget-focused people. But again, don't just view me, view all of YouTube for your videos. But anyway, that's my quick review on Smart Home 101, how to get started building your smart home. Of course, in my inbox or in my comments on YouTube, you can ask me any question. I'll answer it in short order. I'm also on Instagram and on LinkedIn, and you can ask me questions there as well. Thanks a ton for listening to me. I've been Patrick Houston on Houston's Home Automation. Take it easy, guys.